Thoughts on Mark Crossfield? Right, welcome back to the channel. So just doing a quick Q&A today. Obviously we're in lockdown, not got a lot to do apart from PJ work and doing some online lessons, but going to run through a Q&A today. I got people to message me on my Instagram. If you don't follow me there, make sure you do. It's JC Golf, and I've been asking people to give me some questions in about everything really, so let's crack on. Okay, first question then from blow_golf. Thoughts on the PJ modules? I think they're all right, to be fair. I would say some of the modules are really good, as in I have learnt quite a lot from the PJ, to be fair. Some of the modules, the best way I can describe it, when you're learning to drive, you have to pass the test, and you probably wouldn't drive that way when you get out of the test center. It's kind of the same. Sometimes the elements that they want you to do are a little bit over the top, and you probably wouldn't actually do that when you get into real life situations. So I'd say some of the content is really, really good. I've learnt loads. Some of the content you just wouldn't do in life. Okay, second question from Blodrick Osborne. How do you balance a full-time job while studying and some social life? I would say, I mean, this summer was just mental. I probably didn't have a social life, to be honest. I was just working constantly. I mean, anyone who works within the golfing industry will have known since, well, the first lockdown, post that lockdown to now, golf has just had a massive boom. It's just been ridiculous. I mean, I've been so busy throughout the summer, done so many lessons. I got burnt out, to be honest. It was mental. So to be honest, that sort of stage, it was just purely work. When it got to about October time, literally just before lockdown was going to happen, I kind of cut off some of my coaching time. So I probably did like 10, 15 less lessons than I was doing in the summer, just because I didn't have time to do anything else. I couldn't go gym. I just couldn't do anything other than go to work and come back, sleep, work again. So you've got to find that balance, and I definitely found that after the summer, when it was so mental, I had to try and find that balance and do less work and have more time to myself. Okay, Ian asks, have you got any plans with James Wiltshire for videos? Well, funnily enough, we were supposed to go out and play St Enedoc. It was before lockdown. I don't know when it was, probably mid-October. We had booked the tee time, everything was set, we were ready to go, and then the weather was just horrendous. It was like 45-mile-an-hour winds, heavy rain, so we had to call that off. We were going to organise it again, and then this happened. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to go and play St Enedoc when we're allowed to reopen again. So that'll be good. Dustin asks, have I had a hole-in-one? I've had two. One of them was in a competition. One of them was at Kileo Golf Club down in Cornwall. That's actually closed now, which is really sad. Kileo's closed from everything that's happened, really. And then, what was my other one? Yeah, my other one is on this channel. The hole-in-one is on this channel, so I think it's my first video, to be fair. I was playing at Truro Golf Club, and it was on the 5th hole there, and I was doing some stuff for my Facebook back then, just recording some holes, and I made a hole-in-one on the 5th on camera. It was unbelievable. My reaction is very funny. So go down right to the beginning of my channel and have a look at that one. It is funny. Ali asks, what is the best training aid? There's so many out there in there. I'll show you this one. It's just a cut up piece of swimming foam, you know, the foam that you use in pools if you can't swim. Been beaten up quite a bit, as you see there. I've gone through quite a few of these. I tell you what, genuinely, and not taking the mick here, there's so many training aids out there. Some are great, some aren't very good. Don't buy a training aid unless it's actually suitable for what you're learning. But this, I use it all the time. I mean, people who swing it over the top, people who shank it, people who toe it, just suffering with strike. Pop this on a slight diagonal to where they're aiming, next to the golf ball. Okay, think of it this way, they're trying to get that path more into out. Try and follow the line of the foam. After a few balls, once they start smacking it, like you can see here, it works so well. It changes their swing path loads just by this piece of foam. It's a great visual to use, trying to get that into out path, or out to in it might be. And it's great feedback. You make contact with it, which you're fine to do. you know what you've done. So to be honest, this is probably my most used aid on my bag. So probably the most successful, to be honest. Charlie D asks, how are you still practicing during lockdown? To be honest, at the minute, to be honest, Charlie, I'm not practicing at all. I've been doing quite a lot of my PGA work. I've got 3 assignments I need to hand in. So I've been doing them, and I don't really have any areas to practice. I've got a net coming tomorrow, hopefully. So I've got lots of videos planned for that, and I'm going to actually hit some golf balls. I haven't hit balls in a long time. So going to get a net. Haven't been doing any practice previously, but once a net comes, I think it will give me a bit of motivation to actually do some practice. Lee asks, what are your main goals with the channel? Dog snoring in the background there. What are my main goals for the channel? I just want to grow it. I want to have my goal is to have a big social media presence. I know that's very difficult to do now because there's loads of people doing it, and you've got to find a little niche, but I'm still finding that. I don't really know what I'm going to do. Some videos have done really well that aren't coaching ones, and then some coaching ones have done really well. So I don't really know which way to go. Let me know in the comments what you want to see, but I think the goal for me is just build as much of a following as I can. You know, I want to be able to update my equipment. I'm just using my phone and a tripod. I got a microphone the other day, but I want to be able to justify making really good quality content, and I can't do that until I've got a decent following. So that's the main goal for me. See how far it can go, because I do like creating videos, and it's something for me to do, and I want to stay motivated to do that. What's the point? This is almost like someone's not very happy with me. What's the point increasing speed and distance? Just learn to hit your irons close and hold putts. From James. What's the point? Well, there's quite a lot of points. I think the main thing I tell people is, what would you rather hit into a green? A 9-iron or a 6-iron? Most people would say 9-iron, I hope. And counter argument that, they would say, well, what if you're in a 9-iron out of the rough from a 6-iron fairway? It depends on the place and the course, but to be honest, I'd probably rather hit a 9-iron out of the rough than a 6-iron from the fairway. I feel like, for me anyway, I'm going to be closer to the 9-iron out of the rough than I would do the 6-iron on the fairway. 9 times out of 10, to be honest with you. Look at the top guys. I mean, who have you got number 1 now? Dustin Johnson hits it miles. Koepka hits it miles. McIlroy hits it miles. Justin Thomas hits it. They all hit it a long way. Again, counter argue that. You look at Bernard Langer this week and Bryson DeChambeau, 2 complete opposite golfers, and they both shot the same score. Now, how I look at that, and it's kind of being a bit overhyped, I think. Bernard Langer played out of his skin. DeChambeau played crap. He played rubbish, and they shot the same score. If they both played great, obviously Bernard Langer's like 60 odd. He's not going to play amazing golf now, but if they both played their best, obviously Bryson's going to win. Not just distance, I know that, but distance plays a massive part. It really does, and you just got to look at the top guys, what they're doing. It makes a big difference. You also got to learn to control that distance, but it makes a massive asset as to what you're going to hit into the green. You're likely to be better with your short irons than you are with your long irons. So if you can get that speed and hit it straight, it's a huge win. William_3 says, thoughts on Mark Crossfield? To be fair, I think he knows what he's talking about. He can be a little bit, seems a bit arrogant, maybe you could say. But quite a few pros can be a bit arrogant sometimes. He knows what he's talking about. I like how he edits his videos. He does that really well. I like the relationship he's got with Lockie. I think he does very well. And he was the guy who started all this, to be fair. He started the YouTube and everyone kind of jumped on the bandwagon. So fair play to him coming up with that idea. But I like him. I think he seems a bit arrogant. I don't watch his content as much as I used to. I think it's not quite as interesting as it used to be. He's kind of going more into the stats and real coaching side now. He used to do a bit more course vloggy and fun style videos, but he's kind of gone more into the serious thing now, which is fair enough. He's doing well, but yeah, no, I think he's good, and I quite like him. Okay, so that concludes the Q&A for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Any other questions, just pop them down in those comments and I'll try and answer them in the comment section. Again, I am still on, obviously we're in lockdown, I'm offering online coaching. That's via the Golfcoach app. So download Golfcoach app on your phone or your tablet. It will ask you there for a coaching code. That coaching code is Jamie Crocker Golf, all lowercase and no spaces. Head over there and we can start building an online package for yourself to keep learning through lockdown. So I hope you all enjoyed that video. Once the net comes tomorrow, hopefully more videos will be coming. I've got some training aids to review that have been sent down by TrueSwing. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.